Hello and welcome back to Debonair Training short video series on software development. We are continuing the journey. We've already been on it. We started with the building blocks: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, MySQL, and so now we're going to go into PHP Laravel. Laravel is a framework of PHP, and this is going to be the first framework we're going to actually study. Um, so Laravel is one of them, and we're going. There's a reason because we're actually aiming to have the end of our video series a commercial grade solution. Commercial grade in the sense that it will be excellent in your portfolio. It will be enough for you to secure a very good, high-paying tech job as a Moodle developer or Moodle administrator um, or PHP developer, really. So, yeah, and we also include artificial intelligence. Now, along the way, we're going to have some detours. If you like pit stops, and that's because they're important. We're going to have to. This PHP Laravel is one of them, and that's because of one particular part. Not just because of that particular part. A secondary reason is that you gain the skill because as a developer, it'll be very good for you to know about PHP as well. We also be good for you to know about MongoDB, which is a NoSQL database as opposed to just MySQL or TSQL. We cover all the SQLs, right? Now, yes, the reason this we're going to do Laravel, the first reason we're going to do Laravel is because of the database, faker database, fake data we're going to use, and that data we're going to need it for our student result system. Instead of us to manually build up our database, we're going to have as many as 1,000 student results if you want, but we're just going to go with 100 now. That's for that one. But also to show you how to do it, we also give us the opportunity um, to practice CRUD, which is creating, reading, updating, and deleting data in a database. We'll produce a Laravel solution as well. It gives us the opportunity to study so many other things that Moodle will make it easier for you to understand Moodle when we cover it. Another reason is we'll be also branching into some React and Node, which makes this software development series, video series, quite robust. Okay, let's get started with PHP Laravel. Now, you can see the menu here, the lesson menu. So let's just quickly get so what is Laravel? Laravel is a free open source PHP framework. It provides web developer tools and resources for building modern PHP web applications. It is a backend framework. It's a backend solution. So that means everything we're going to be dealing with architecture here. So it's an MVC architecture, which stands for model, view, and controller. Where we're going to, you'll see more of it because I'll be showing you my IDE. So you must have your IDE ready. So let's quickly go to the definition here. MVC is an architectural pattern that separates an application into three main logical components: the model, the view, and the controller. Each of these components are built to handle specific development aspects of an application. So that's essentially the definition. And what uh, what what Laravel provides for you is a Blade template engine. The Blade template engine is a powerful tool that comes with Laravel. You can use the Blade to connect data models, process application code inside template tags, and divert output to a text file or other streams. Now, the other aspect to this eloquent ORM, I'm not going to read it verbatim. Rather, I'll be showing you what I'm actually, what you will be reading later on. Then there's artisan. Let me just quickly, eloquent object relational mapper. It's a database tool that comes as part of Laravel framework. So the connection between the front, which is, or rather, the Blade template engine and the database is this ORM. So it will be mapping, relationally mapping the data. And then Redis is a key value store that's also referred to as data structure server because it supports data types like strings, hashes, lists, sets, and sorted sets. So we'll be using Redis as well, right? And then Artisan CLI, which is Laravel uses Artisan as a CLI, which is command line interface that helps web developers to migrate data, manage databases, generate boilerplate code, controllers, models, and more. Now, I'm going through this definition because I'm going to be showing them to you one after the other so you can recall where you came across the terms. Laravel comes out of the box with authentication authorization. So we'll be covering that as well. Now, this is the basic concept flow. You start from the user request. Okay, a user is on their system, computer system. There's a request and it's routed. And this route, what the routes are taken, they're sent to the controller. The data is sent to the controller sends it to the model, or the controller sends it to the view, and immediately goes to the request again. When it goes to the model, it goes to the database, and then the database sends it back to the model. It goes to the controller, the view, and the user request. So that's the cycle. Okay, there are instances where it doesn't have to go back to the model, perhaps because of sessions, perhaps because of cookies, and in either case, it goes direct to the view because the information is already stored in the stored for the controller to dispense straight away. Now, so there's a question here. You have to be signed up you have to be signed up to as a Debonair training trainee to take one of our courses, which I strongly suggest you do. They're free, depending on the level and the structure of training you want. So to get started on that, all you need to do is send me an email in the comment section of the video. Those are my emails, or directly from the website. You'll be able to send a request, and our admin will take it up from there. So that's it for the introduction to Laravel, right? So let's go to installation and setup, and this is where I now start showing you my screens, and I suggest you actually follow along so that we can quickly wrap up a lot here. So, okay, installation and setup. So, installation and setup, Laravel implements a composer for managing dependencies within it. Hence, before using Laravel, you must check whether you have a composer on your system. So, to do that, to know if you have composer on your system or not, um, just go open your command prompt. Let's see, let me do it this way for you. So first of all, uh, fire up your IDE. I'm using VS Code, Visual Studio Code. If you don't have that installed, or you can use any of the ones you have, such as Atom, such as um, such as NetBeans, such as whatever you've got, just use it. Even Notepad will work. It just would not be as psychedelic as you would like. So what I'm gonna do now is okay. Let's go in here. So this is my command prompt here, and then just to this is what you do to know if you got composer. Okay, see, so there's composer there. But if you do not have composer, it will not give you all this information. It will just tell you bad command. So that's how you know you got composer. So it's composer space hyphen V. Okay, that's how you know if you got composer or not. Okay, let's go back to where we were. So otherwise you just download. If you don't have it, just download this and install it. Type in the ID, you can see composer screen. Just follow the directions here, right? And that will get it installed for you. So once you've got that, you should now go. I'm going to actually just create another one so that you can follow along very well. So uh, just copy that, which is composer, create project, Laravel, Debonair app. That's what I put there. So I'm going to go back here now and just, no, not there. I'm going to go back to my VS Code, and there I'm going to paste it. So, but this time I'm going to call it training app, Deb training, yeah, like so, just for your purposes, right? So, so you see what I command everything there. So it's composer, create project, Laravel, stroke Laravel, Deb training. Press enter, and it creates a project called Dev Training for you automatically. So when it finishes, you will see it in your Explorer on the left. I've showed you. So it takes a little bit of time. Yeah, that takes a little bit of time. So let me pause this for now. Okay, it's successfully installed now. So on your screen, you can see when you see application key set successfully, then you know it's installed. And obviously, we go back to your command prompt. Now, what you will also see is you see that there. You now see Dev Trainee there as another um, solution, another Laravel solution you installed. The one I did for this series is called Developer Series. So we'll be comparing both of them to see what we got. Now, if you just do that, you get to see the framework, everything that's in the framework that it ships with. You got the app, you got console exceptions, HTTP models. So you see, remember I told you about models. So the models are there. The controllers are here, and the views are here. So the views are there. So you'll get used to this structure. Once as you if you practice along with me, you'll get used to it real quick. Okay, super simple when you're used to it, really. So that's everything that it comes with from scratch. Okay, so let's go back to the notes so that we can follow along. Okay. So yeah, okay, we've got our application now. So what we need to do is cd to the app. Okay. In my case, you could call yours Debonair app, but I have called mine something else now, which is Deb Trainee, because I've already got Debonair app, right? So I go back to it. Um, okay. So I cd now to Debonair Deb Trainee, sorry. So now I'm in my Laravel application. Okay. All right. So I'm in that one now. So the next thing to do, is if you now do PHP artisan serve, you will now see the default application as it is. Okay, it will automatically serve it at port 8000 on your local host. So what we're going to do now is just do PHP artisan serve so that we can get to the state here. So okay, let's do PHP artisan serve. And obviously you're just going to get the boilerplate of what comes shipped with Laravel. But the idea is to show you how the default Laravel looks like. So you see you got it there now. So if you right click and or you press shift and click on that rather, it will open up for you the default. So this is your Laravel served on your local host. Okay. If you notice, it's port 8000 and your local host is 127.0.0.1 colon 8000, right? So that's it for installed, and now you're running your Laravel. We're now going to the next lesson. We're now going to the next lesson. So the next is root and application directory structure, which I've already started to show you a little bit of, right? So see you in the next lesson.